Hi, y'all. I just wanted to do a quick message, and this is about the fallen angels. If you are familiar with that, or if you've heard about it, it does come from the book of Enoch. And you just have to remember, if you are familiar with that, not to take that type of information literally, because nothing's going to come in the exact form. Nothing's going to be presented to you exactly as it is. You have to break it down, and you have to be able to decode information. What the fallen angels actually is us. We are the fallen angels. Why are we the fallen angels? Because we came to earth at the highest frequency, the highest level that was possible. We had full synergy cells when we came here. But through time, or over time, we fell in levels, and we fell a little bit at a time until we were very low in levels. How did we fall? We fell by eating animals, sexual activity, drugs, alcohol, all these things that are lower frequency activities. That is how we fell. We fell in level a little bit at a time just by doing those things, because everything contains a certain amount of a cost, and those were all huge costs for us. So because we fell so low in frequency, now we're on this final chapter, the final timeline, and the signals are being put out to wake everybody up, because now it is time to raise your frequency. This is the final chapter. That means you are very limited on the amount of time you have to be able to raise back up to a certain level where you're going to be able to escape this matrix successfully, number one, and to make it a little bit more easy for you, because things do get easier when you raise your frequency. If you stay in the lower levels, not only are things going to stay difficult for you, but they're going to get even more difficult. There's going to be a lot of chaos ahead that's going to be on your timeline if you don't raise your frequency as soon as possible. Because there is going this because this is the final chapter, that doesn't mean something's going to happen just boom overnight and something's going to hit the earth and everybody's going to die. That's not going to happen. That's not what was written into the script of our time on earth. The final chapter is going to it has a lot of events that are going to play out, and the events are going to get crazier and crazier. But there's going to be some things that are going to happen that are going to affect you differently if you're in the lower frequency. If you're in the higher frequencies, it's just going to be a completely different, I want to say, outcome. Just things are going to be different in your world depending on what level you're at. But you really want to be at the higher levels, because it is not going to be very pretty down on those lower levels. And what's going to happen, the things that are going to happen, is going to be over many years. It's going to be over an 11-year period when it begins, and it hasn't, that part of it has not even began yet, but it's coming. And you need to raise your frequency before it comes. So I urge you to really consider the foods that you're eating. Most of the foods that people are eating, if they're not coming from the ground, from the earth, from trees, from just grown in the ground, that's energized by the sun, because you're getting that solar energy, that soul energy, that is the best foods for you. if you're eating anything that's coming out of a box, or the frozen meals, things like that, not saying you can't eat them ever, but those foods do not contain what we need to eat. That's not gonna, in order to raise your frequency, you really, really want to reconsider what you're eating in your diet if you haven't already. Just everything in general, everything uses energy, and the less energy you use, the higher your frequency will raise. Stop drinking alcohol. That's just something else. Drugs, if you're doing drugs, stop that, And I'm gonna do a video soon. I'm talking a little bit more about drugs and the effects. But that's all I wanted to talk about for the moment. Was just about the fallen angels. Everybody have a great day, a great night, a great everything.